everyone, and welcome to Checkpoint. Yay! I'm so glad you are here. How did your day go? I hope you're good. I hope you're bouncing. I hope you're wonderful. All right, so welcome to another episode of Checkpoint. Is your host, Pastor Dr. Ifeoma Eze, and I'm right here with you. Now, today on Checkpoint, I have a very, very sweet topic for you. Something you will love, something that will touch you, something that will be beneficial to you. And you know, at Checkpoint, we always educate, empower, and equip you with information that can make you a better version of yourself. Let me start by saying thank you, and thank you again for all that you do for us at Checkpoint. Thank you for your likes, your shares, your comments, for all that you do, for subscribing on our YouTube channel. We are so grateful. So today, you know how we roll. Please go ahead, share the link, send to your friends, your relations, your associates, and your neighbors. Tell them that Checkpoint is on right now. It's time for you to be equipped. It's time for you to be empowered. It's time for you to be educated, because when you have all of that, you become the very best version of yourself. So don't go anywhere. I'll be back right after this break with today's topic. Don't go anywhere. All right, everyone, welcome back. I'm so glad you are here today. Oh, thank you so much for all that you do for us at Checkpoint. Thank you for always watching our program. And today, as usual, we'll bring you some loaded stuff, information that can equip, empower, and educate you to become your very best version. That's what we bring to you. So today, our topic for today is identifying and dealing with a toxic person. Identifying and dealing with a toxic person. Over time, I've been getting questions upon questions upon questions about how you deal with negative people, how you deal with people who have the bad vibes, how you deal with people who are toxic, and it's becoming almost a norm. Now, I'm talking about all walks of life, all right? Across all walks of life, across all relationships. It's important that you know how to deal with a toxic person. There are toxic people all around us. Some of them are even in your family. Yes, I said it. Some of them are even in your family. And when you see a toxic person in your family, you need to know how to identify and deal with that toxic person. Because when you don't, they will bring in all the negative vibes into your personal space. And you know what happens? Eventually, at the end of the day, you will have a lot of issues because you allow them into your personal space. Now, let's talk about identifying and dealing with a toxic person. Now, who is a toxic person? There are several definitions of a toxic person, but I'll stick to one of them. A toxic person is someone who, through their behavior, adds negativity to your life and upsets you. Let me say it again. A toxic person is anyone who, through their negative behavior, they are able to do what? Create a lot of negativity, a lot of, and upset you and make you sad and make you uncomfortable in your life. So that is a toxic person. Anytime you see somebody consistently, not because somebody just got angry with you once, that's not toxicity. All right. When somebody on a continuous basis, every time they are in your life, every time they are around you, they are always exuding that negativity, making you upset. That is a toxic person. And then I like you to also know that sometimes these toxic people, they are not just being wicked or mean to you because they want to. This is all they know. They don't even know what love is. They don't even know what compassion is. And because they don't know it, they are not able to flow. All right, so these people, because they are very negative, they are very toxic, and that's all they know how to do. So most times it's not about what you did to them, it's not about how nice you have been to them, it's not about what you could have possibly done. It's about them. They exude, they produce that negativity because that's all that is within them. So some of them, it could be that they have gone through some kind of stress. So it's possible that they have gone through some kind of unpleasantness in life. And as a result of all of that, they become very toxic over time. Some others, maybe they have gone through some kind of emotional pain and physical pain, and because of that, they release the same emotional pain, they release the same physical pain, because that's all they know how to do. It is an error for you to force someone who does not know love to love you. You don't force it. You don't force it. There are people who you're hoping to make something good out of somebody. I know you have this savior's mentality. I know you have this mindset to just make people better. But listen to me. It's important, very, very key, that you know when to be with people and know when to let them be. Now, hurt people will hurt others. Type it in the comment section. Type it right now in the chat room. I want to read it from you. Hurt people hurt others. When you see somebody who already has a baggage of emotional pain, a baggage of physical pain, they would eventually cause pain on others. They will eventually give others pain because this is really all they know. And it's important that you look out for these things and avoid it when you see it. Toxicity is a killer. I always tell people, it's important that you watch your atmosphere. Watch your environment. Make sure that you are comfortable. Make sure that you are okay. Don't allow strange things, strange elements into your space. Because when you do, in fact, you won't even know when you become toxic. All right? So you are trying to avoid it. You are trying to manage a toxic person. Before long, the toxic person will now convert you, infect you with their toxicity. So you don't need to be like that, okay? This is very, very key. Now let's talk about the signs that you are dealing with a toxic person. How do you know, based on what you experience, based on what you are feeling, that you are dealing with a toxic person? Number one, you feel manipulated into what you don't want to do. That's how you know you are with what? A very toxic person. You feel manipulated into what you don't want to do. Maybe you don't want to steal, you don't want to do something bad, you don't want to smoke, you don't want to humanize, but you see yourself doing something you don't really want to do, simply because there's a toxic person in your life who makes you feel that it is okay to do this. They normalize your misbehavior. Okay, and you don't want that kind of people in your life. So whenever you feel manipulated and you are doing something you really don't want to do over time on a consistent basis, this is a sign that you are with a toxic person. All right, let's talk about number two. Number two sign that you are dealing with a toxic person is that you feel you deserve an apology that never comes. You feel you deserve an apology that never comes. You're with somebody and around you, your life, your friendship, in the family, and then every time they hurt you, but they feel they don't owe you an apology. Have you experienced anything like that? They feel like what they're doing to you is normal. They keep hurting your feelings and keep normalizing it. And this is something you don't want to have in your life. So please, I want to encourage you. If you have that kind of toxic person in your life, when they keep hurting you, keep offending you, and then you're waiting for an apology and it never, ever, ever, ever comes, it's possible that person is a very toxic person. Number three sign that you are dealing with a very toxic person is that you are never comfortable around them. You don't even know what to do. Whether standing up will be okay. You stand up, there's trouble. You sit down, there's trouble. You bend over, there's trouble. No matter what it is you do, you feel like the problem is cooking around you. This is a sign that you are with a toxic person. And sometimes, I like you to know these toxic people can be anywhere in your life. They can be in your church, they can be in your family, they can be in a relationship with you, and they are everywhere. And you have to know how to deal with them. And this is why we're making this video, because this is just the beginning of the video, and then I believe so much that by the time you watch to the end of this video, it will help you a lot, and you know how to deal with a very toxic person. Are you ready? All right, so let's talk about number four. Number four sign that you're dealing with a very toxic person is that in their presence, you always feel bad about yourself. Whenever you are with them, you never feel like you're your best self. If they call you on phone, your emotion will change. If they talk to you, you feel bad. If you hang around them, stay in the same environment with them, they always say anything to belittle you, anything to make you feel bad, anything to make you feel small. They always say words that make you feel like you are nothing, like life does not matter. Those are toxic people. Do you know how many people who have committed suicide because they had one toxic person or two toxic people around them? Several tons and tons of people. And that's why we're sharing this video, so that you will listen to this video, you will you benefit from it, and then you make the proper decision so that you become a better version of yourself. Believe me when I tell you, a toxic person can stop your life. A toxic person can bring your life to a halt. A toxic person can frustrate you in life and make life a living hell for you. Toxicity is something we have to flee from. Something we have to stay far away from. Now let's talk about number 5. Number 5 sign that you are dealing with a very toxic person is that you are confused about a person's behavior. Sometimes you don't know, you don't even know what, you don't understand them. You may be with a person in your family, as a friend, in your workplace. You won't understand them. Today they are happy. The next minute they are talking about somebody badly. The next minute they are angry. The next minute they are bitter. Like, almost like they have bipolar. Like they have multiple human beings living inside of them. So you are very confused about their behavior. Do you have anybody in your life like that? Somebody you know that today they're like this, next tomorrow they're like this, and they keep rotating. Such things are things you have to watch out for. A major proof that somebody is not toxic is that they are consistent. When you notice inconsistency here and there, it's a sign that something is wrong somewhere. And number 6 sign that you are dealing with a very toxic person is that you are always defending yourself to that person. How will you live with one person in a house? How will you live with family, friends, and then you're always defending yourself? I didn't do it. I didn't eat it. Believe me, I did not say it. I did not. See, toxic people will make you you confess your sins and confess even the things that you do not do. You keep defending yourself. You keep trying to prove to them that your intentions are right, that you are genuine. That's what toxic people do to you. They make it difficult for you. You're always defending yourself. In fact, you drink water, you have to defend why you drank water. You talk, you have to defend why you talked. Anything you do, you have to practically defend yourself. You make decisions outside. When you come back, you get blamed for it. That's a major sign of toxicity. Now let's talk about key signs of a toxic person. We talked about how you know that you are dealing with a toxic person. Now let's talk about the key signs, what you see in a toxic person. What you see in a toxic person. You know, the first part I talked about how you feel when you're with a toxic person. Now let's talk about what you see in a toxic person. Number 1 thing you see in a toxic person is erratic behavior. Erratic behavior. They are uncontrolled. This moment they are smiling, the next moment they are blazing fire. This moment they are quiet, the next moment they are quarreling with everybody. Toxic people are erratic in their behavior. They are not consistent like other human beings. You know, normal people, you know exactly when they will be happy, when they will come out, when they will do this. For toxic people, they are erratic. Somebody you think that is very gentle can all of a sudden turn to a madman or a mad woman simply because they are toxic. And you know, that toxicity in them, a time comes when it begins to bubble and almost begins to come out by itself. So this is important. When you see somebody like that, it is time for you to avoid them. Number 2 key sign of a toxic person is that they are needy but never supportive. They always want something from you. They always need something from you. They always want their own needs met. They're always collecting from you. At the end of the day, you feel drained. What makes relationship blossom is the fact that one person gives to another person, and another person gives back to another person. That's what makes relationship good. When it's always one-sided and you're the one giving, a time comes when you feel drained. You feel emotionally, physically drained, financially drained. Because toxic people are needy, very needy. But when you need them, they are nowhere to be found. They disappear. Do you have a toxic person in your life? Let us know in the comment section. And then if there is any other sign of a toxic person that I have not mentioned, please do well to remind me and post it in the comment section. I want to read from you. I want to know what your thoughts are. All right, so we're talking about the key signs of a toxic person. And we said that they are very needy and not supportive. They will collect from you. They will demand from you. But the moment that they are supposed to give back to you, what they do is that they avoid you. What they do is that they begin to become selfish. And that is how you know that they are very, very toxic. Number 3 key sign of a toxic person is that they love constant dramatic situation. They are kings of drama, queens of drama. If they're not shouting today, they are fighting tomorrow. If they're not fighting tomorrow, they are making a mess everywhere, calling the public into private matters. That's how you know they are toxic. Constant dramatic situation. Every time you are doing damage control because somebody has acted out outside there, because somebody has behaved. You are doing damage control because you are with a toxic person. So, unfortunately, some people are even married to a toxic person. How do you expect to be happy? Did you not hear the catchphrase, happily ever after? How do you intend to enjoy your life when you are with a very toxic person? Let's talk about number 4. Number 4 key sign of a toxic person is that there is lack of respect for boundaries. There is total lack of respect for boundaries. They don't respect boundaries. You tell them, please, this is what I want. This is what I don't want. Don't do this. They'll keep doing it to provoke you. They'll keep doing it until all the inner demons inside of you will manifest. That's something about the toxic people. They lack respect for boundaries. They don't know when to stop. They don't know when to start. They don't know when to call it quits. Toxic people. I don't know the kind of toxicity you have experienced. Some of them keep malice for you unnecessarily. Some of them don't like you to tell them the truth. Some of them are misbehaving on a consistent basis. Whatever nature of toxicity they exude, please, it is important, very important, that you take care of yourself. Because you are one whole self. Body, spirit, and mind. Okay? If you are one whole self, body, spirit, and mind, take care of yourself. You notice that when they come your way, when they bring that toxicity into your life, they can't break you. Because within yourself, you are fine. Inside yourself, you are okay. Inside yourself, you are whole. And this is very important. Now, learn how to set boundaries. And when you set boundaries, insist that those boundaries are respected. Now, toxic people won't want to respect the boundaries. They want to break into you. They want to do the things that you don't find comfortable. They want to tell you, oh, why won't you do this? Everybody's doing it. You're the only one not doing it. They push you. They mount pressure on you. But don't allow anybody to mount pressure on you. In God's time, the Bible says, God makes all things, not some things. He makes all things beautiful. So maintain your boundaries. Insist on what you want and what you don't want. Number 5 sign of a toxic person is that they are very manipulative. They are very manipulative. Sometimes they will just start crying just to whip up your emotion. Sometimes they are lying, exaggerating the truth anyhow, simply because they just want to get what they want. And it is important when you notice something like this, stay far away. Stay far away from a toxic person. Because one thing you need to know about toxicity is that toxicity is infectious. I like you to type it in the comment section. Toxicity is what? Infectious. When one person is toxic, they can transmit. They can transmit it to other people. So you have to stay away from toxic people. This is very, very important. And then number 6, there is substance abuse. When people are toxic, another way to know that they abuse substances. It could be abusing drugs, it could be abusing alcohol. But whichever way it is, know that this is not good for you. It's not good for you. That's how you know toxic people. They abuse. They drive under influence. They are carried away. They are no longer by themselves. They do what they feel is right. At the end of the day, they don't get the necessary results. All right, so as we begin to round up this video, I'm going to share with you how to deal with a toxic person, how to deal with a toxic person. Remember at the beginning, I've shared with you the signs that you are dealing with a toxic person. I said number 1, you feel manipulated to do what you do not want to do. I said number 2, that you feel you deserve an apology that never ever comes. Number 3, I said that you never feel comfortable around a toxic person. Number 4, I said that in their presence you always feel bad about yourself. Number 5, and I told you that you are confused by the person's behavior. You don't even know what it is they are coming up with today or tomorrow. Number 6, you always have to defend yourself. You always defend yourself to this person. This is how you know that you are dealing with a toxic person. I also shared with you the key signs of a toxic person. I said a toxic person has erratic behavior. Secondly, I said that a toxic person is needy but not supportive. Number 3, I said a toxic person loves constant dramatic situations. There's always something about drama. And then number 4, I said a toxic person has lack of respect for boundaries. They don't want boundaries, or okay, they disrespect boundaries, and this is very important. Number 5, sign of a toxic person is that they are very manipulative. They can lie, they can cry, they can cheat just to get what it is that they want. And number 6, they are substance abusers. And this abuse, I said, it can happen with drugs, it can happen with alcohol, but whichever way it is, just make sure that you are avoiding a toxic person. Now let's talk about how to deal with a toxic person. Number 1 way to deal with a toxic person is that you should confront a toxic person. Let the person know that what they are doing is not okay, is not right. They should not normalize suffering you. They should not normalize treating you bad. They should not normalize offending you. They should not normalize talking to you anyhow. They should not normalize belittling you. They should not normalize any vices that they're doing against you. Confront them. Confront them. Tell them that this is not okay. You can't make it look like normal. You know, some people even suffer what we call gaslighting. Somebody is treating you badly, and the person is also making you feel like you are the reason why something went bad. Why is it that you are always apologizing for something you did not do? You're in a toxic relationship. Let me say it again. Why is it that you are always apologizing for something you did not do? You are in a toxic relationship. I'm telling you right now, you're watching me. You're in a toxic relationship. So don't put yourself in a very tight spot. Don't just open your mouth, confront them, tell them this is what you're doing that I do not like. This is what you're doing that I do not appreciate. I do not like it. Because if you leave them, they will manipulate you. Number 2 way to deal with a toxic person is that you have to set tight boundaries with consequences. Set tight boundaries with consequences. Let them know that this cannot happen. That cannot happen. This is not how it is done. In my life around me, this is not how it is done. Set tight boundaries. Set tight boundaries. That way, because a toxic person will naturally want to break boundaries. But when they come around, they will see that, this person is well hedged. They will say that this person has a plan. So please make sure that you deal with them by setting up tight boundaries so that when they come, they respect themselves. They do not embarrass you in public. They do not treat you terribly. Now, number 3, and the last one I'll be sharing with you today, is that you should keep your distance. Keep your distance. See, whether you appreciate it or not, whether you know it or not, whether you believe it or not, toxic people are infectious. Over time, they will infect you if you keep hanging around them. That is why I always advise people, avoid toxic people. Because when you stay around them for too long, you begin to normalize suffering. You begin to normalize wrong things. And this shouldn't be the situation. So make sure that you keep your distance. Stay far away from them. Greet them from a distance. Love them from a distance. But you see, because they are infectious, make sure you take very, very care of yourself. Protect yourself from toxic people. This is key. They are everywhere. In fact, as I speak with you, it's possible some of them have attacked you on social media. It's possible some of them have attacked you around your house. They are everywhere. But make up your mind that you set boundaries, that you confront them, and that you keep your distance. And with this, you'll be able to deal with a very toxic person. I acknowledge that what I've shared with you today is not exhaustive. There will be other points, other aspects that I was not able to capture in this video. But please make sure, do yourself a great good and watch this video from the beginning to the end. And if possible, make sure that you are practicing exactly what you learned from this video. These are the few things I tried to share with you today. And until I come your way again, keep making a positive, indelible mark in the lives of people and in the sands of time. I love you so much. Bye-bye for now. Mwah. everyone. I hope you were blessed by that message. All right, so I want you to just go ahead and support us. If you are led, go ahead and just sow into the account right on the screen. And I know that as you do that, God will bless you big time. Because of the seeds you are sowing, you will be able to reach a wider audience on different platforms. So please do well to sow that seed, and God will bless you. Love you.